the January financial report. I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay, a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Sage. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. First action item is the cosmetology field trip. Mr. Hanson presenting this one up.
Why would you sit way back there when you knew you were coming?
Yeah, dramatic.
All right, I am Mark Hanson, Assistant Principal and CT Director at Southgate Anderson High School. I am coming to the board here tonight to request approval of two of our Anderson seniors that take part in the Riverview Cosmetology Program through our CT DCTC programs. They have been selected to join their class to go to Chicago, to go to the Chicago Beauty, actually it's the American Beauty Show. It is a 4-day trip from April 4th to April 7th. The plan would be that they would be leaving from Dearborn. Parents would get them to the train station. We would make sure that they are ready and prepared to go. Board the train, go there. They will be staying at the Comfort Suites right there, which is located directly across from Donald E. Stevens Convention Center, where the beauty show takes place. This event is no cost to Southgate schools, and the students will be chaperoned by their teachers, and there's two teachers, Ms. Fredericks and Mrs. Brooks from Riverview, and they will take part in learning all about salon ownership, the education that influencers in beauty, taking skincare, makeup, hairstyling, and nail courses on site. They have student competitions to work on nail styling and barber skills. So generally, this conference will expose these students to all aspects of cosmetology and will be invaluable to obtain the latest techniques to help establish themselves in this profession.
Okay, any questions for staff? Dr. Pomponio.
Is this a new conference or is it annual?
So it is annual. Last year was the first time they went, and we had 3 students go last year, and they said it was fantastic. It was just a wonderful thing, and I go get my hair cut, and the lady that cuts my hair was talking about how she went as well, and then their whole shop goes. So it's definitely a work-based learning type experience for these kids to go through.
So do they have any potential opportunities for career or jobs at all through that?
Yep, it's a lot about putting themselves out there and meeting the professionals that are already in the industry and networking in that sort of way. So that's definitely an additional opportunity for them.
That's good. Thank you.
Sage.
I'm all for it. I think it's great. Are they tied to the fundraising, or is there any set, because I see part of it as fundraising. Is there something that they're required to meet or no?
The program does fundraising for this. That's part of the cost that goes into it. I know that when you register for conferences, our DCTC partnership, that's not part of what they're able to cover. So there are small additional costs that they do fundraisers for. So, yeah,
But it wouldn't hold them back from going?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, I'll bring the discussion back to the table. Entertain a motion on action item number 1.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the CTE cosmetology trip request as presented.
I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Sage. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion passes. Thank you. Next is the Southgate 2025 renovations award recommendation package. Or renovations, yeah, sorry. Award recommendation package.
Good evening. Gary Kent with Plant Run Real Point with Jason Hardy from Southgate Community Schools. We're here to present the award recommendation for this summer's renovations at Anderson High School, Anderson Field House, Davidson Middle School, the Garrish Robotics, and North Point Elementary. Some of the renovations include things such as lockers throughout Anderson High School, painting and touch-up that's associated with that, and flooring work as needed. Locker room renovations off the gymnasium for the women's and men's locker rooms. The field house renovations, Davidson gym lobby entrance, and some exterior media center lighting. Garrish Robotics Lab, North Point is getting a new air handler unit for the media center portion of that building. This award recommendation was mutual efforts between Plant Moran Real Point, Granger Construction, TMP Architecture, and the Southgate Community Schools Administration. On January 3rd, 2025, we issued construction documents, and on January 23rd, sealed documents were opened by Granger Construction. We conducted post-bid interviews between January 27th and January 30th. And upon completion of those post-bid review meetings, the project team is recommending the firms listed in Granger Construction's GMP proposal letter, which is attachment 3 in this packet. The total project award for this summer 2025 renovations is $3,534,767. In that amount, you include the base bid contract amount for all the contractors, the construction manager's GCs, staffing, fees, bonds, and insurance, the construction manager's contingency, and the owner contingency. On the following page, you'll see a breakdown of the budget summary. The budget was based off of numbers that were given to us by Granger Construction based off of the 95% and 100% construction documents that were given to us by TMP. As you can see, we came in under budget, which was great news, allows the district to go do more projects and further the bond dollars to more projects. In the bottom line, you'll see a total budgeted amount of $4,158,115. The total project actual cost was $3,534,000 or $534,767 for a variance of $623,348 under budget. It was a great effort between Superintendent Irvine, Jason Hardy, TMP, and Granger for really getting good bid coverage and getting good contractors to come out for this project. The following attachment you'll see is Granger Construction's GMP proposal. Again, this is for all their staffing, their bonding, their insurance, for just all the pieces that'll be on site, such as their trailers and everything. That amount came out to $622,491, and the hard costs for all the contractors to be on site over the summer is $2,647,524. And then the following pages, you'll see the actual contractors listed out and their proposals for each bid category. Any questions on the summer 2025 renovations?
William?
Yes, I know that you probably have the specs on the blueprints, but do you have a blueprint of the Garrish Robotics?
We do.
What the layout would be?
Yeah, we can share that with the board. We
Yeah.
don't put it in the board packets just for privacy for the building, so.
Okay.
But we
yeah,
can
I'd
send
like
that to the
see
board.
that. And then, is the total amount the 33 million or the 4 million?
It's the 3 million number.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Looks like you guys covered it.
Yeah.
All right, bring the discussion back to the table. Entertain a motion on action item number 2.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Southgate 2025 renovations award recommendation package not to exceed $3,534,767.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Support, Mr. Green. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you. Next is the Asher Concrete Handicap Ramp. Mr. Hardy.
Good evening. Let me start by saying that Asher moved over to Garrish, and now Asher's using Garrish a little bit differently. They have a adult ed and community ed entrance, which is at door 6 now, and they have the Asher entrance, the main entrance. So door 6 is what we'll be talking about, and where we want to add this concrete handicap ramp for ADA accessibility. It's on the back of the building towards the big parking lot. In past, it hasn't been used as a main entrance, just as a fire exit. So I just wanted to give some, let you know where we're talking. So it's our recommendation to add the concrete handicap ramp to Asher and adult ed entrance at door number 6. Currently, there's a 6-inch step down from this door. The estimate includes putting rebar in and tying the ramp to the building so that the ramp doesn't heave and the doors won't open, the doors swing out. There is a winter charge, the hot water calcium chloride required for concrete to cure. Upon board approval, we're hoping that we can do this work in the next week or so, next couple weeks, because they're using that as an active entrance for adult and community ed classes at night. So the base bid for the Royal Cement is $8,500 with a $1,000 contingency. It's our recommendation the Board of Education approve the Royal Cement's estimate and the contingency to not to exceed $9,500. The ramp is going to be, so ADA, you have to take into account the 6 inches and a 1/4 inch a foot. It's almost going to be 13 feet long, 8 feet wide. Smooth transition so that you don't step up or fall off the side of the ramp. It's going to be total concrete, rebar tied in and secured to the building so it don't raise with the frost. So there's a lot of thought that's put into the ramp for this location.
This is right at the door. This isn't off the parking lot. This is physically at the door.
It's physically, yes, it's physically at the door, but it doesn't come into the parking lot. There's a, how can I explain it? It's beside the building and there's enough room that the ramp will come to the parking lot but not approach. So when we're plowing, we're not going to take the corner of the ramp off and people aren't going to be walking into the parking lot off the ramp. There's a safety zone, if you will. Sorry. They're not going to be coming straight from door into parking lot.
You got to have a landing outside of that door that's flat and then ramp from there.
Yeah,
You can't just ramp right out of a door. You gotta come out of the door
right.
flat.
Because you're right. Because you're going to have to be able to open the door or push the button. The door's got to come onto a landing and then take off. So
Right.
that's all figured. I should have done a drawing. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
As long as somebody's looked at it and
Yes, and Royal Cement is contractor we use for cement. He's very familiar with the ADA, and that he suggested doweling in the rebar so nothing moves. So he's prior to him meeting him out there, he was doing one in another district similar.
definitely.
Were there any other bids, or was it just we've done work with them before?
So Royal Cement, we as a district priced out concrete for the 5 years, and there was locked-in pricing. This is a little bit higher than the locked-in pricing due to the calcium chloride in the winter conditions. So we had a predetermined bid for 5 years, and I verified that the pricing was close, but again, with the calcium chloride in winter conditions, heat blankets, it's going to take longer to cure. There is more money here for doing it now versus waiting the spring, but we can't wait till spring because they're using it as an active entrance currently.
Doing it now, how soon are they gonna do that?
In the next 2 weeks,
Oh, so you can do it in the winter, in the cold?
yes, with the calcium
with
chloride
that
and the
addition,
blankets,
okay.
and it takes a little bit more, longer dry time, longer cure time, but it can be done now.
Okay, thank you.
You just got to keep it from freezing.
You don't know
Yes.
winter break?
I mean, if they're using it now, they can. I don't.
Over break, I'm going to see what the contractors, upon approval, I'm going to see what his availability is. After tonight, tomorrow morning, I'm going to call him and say, what do you have?
There are
When
other,
you can do
yeah,
this.
there are other ways to get into the building, so if that is
It's not the only.
blocked off, they can go in through another way.
Yeah, right. They could go through receiving it around. It's just a longer way in to the building, why this is all curing.
Do we need to have a handrail with that or no?
Not that width, I wouldn't think.
Not for that height, no.
Not on the 6 inches. They're talking about adding a awning later on at the door also above to make it like the main entrance, but this is the first step.
This is on the backside, like where the fields are.
Is it by the playground?
Nope, it's right on the corner, so if you come past the baseball and you make a right and go into that alley almost by receiving.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the first door on the corner there, but it's actually 13'6" from the door to where the parking lot starts, right there. So you have green belt, there's a light pole, and door 6, the first door right there you come to.
It's not an area that's typically been used as an entrance,
Yeah.
which is why no one probably can identify it or think of it right off the bat. It had been closed off, which is again why you have that drop that's there.
Yep.
They wanted to open it so that the entrance for adult ed and community ed came in a different part of the building than the alternative ed. So will open up a kind of a zone where they don't necessarily interact, the students don't interact.
Is that near the gym?
Near the gym, yes,
Okay.
near the gym. They have separate hallways, if you will, for the day and night stuff going on in the building. They're trying to keep it more separate, so 2 different entrances, 2 different sides of the building.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, bring the discussion back to the table, entertain a motion on action item number 3.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of the Asher Concrete handicap ramp as presented.
Okay, a motion by Dr. Pomponio, is there support?
Support.
Supported by Mr. Cooper. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Entertain a motion to adjourn if anybody'd like to do so.
Mr. President,
Green.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Green to adjourn the meeting. Is there support? Support. Supported by Dr. Pomponio. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Good night.